What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I am Frosho, and in the last episode, we made our way up to the top of Death Mountain by going through all the Gorons that tried to stop us, and we ended the episode right here in front of the entrance to the middle of the mountain. So while we go in here, we're actually going to have to talk to the Goron Elder, and he's actually going to challenge us. So what we're going to need to do right now is put on your iron boots actually before you walk in, because we're going to go into a cutscene and you won't be able to do your iron boots before. Well, actually you can put them on right now, but make sure that you have your iron boots on before you go into this cutscene, because we're not going to get a chance to do it before this. So all the Gorons are going to try to attack us, and the Goron Elder himself is actually going to tell them all to stop. So here he is right here. Is this young one such an imposing enemy that you must all gang up on him? I think not, little brothers. I am a Goron Elder, little human. I am called Gor Amoto. Because of certain circumstances, I must lead the Goron tribe in place of Darbus, our tribal patriarch. Tell me, little human, do you come from the village below? Well, we did, but that's not actually where we're from. You have done well to come this far. You are strong for a human, of course. However, the mines beyond here are sacred to my tribe. Outsiders are not allowed unless you give us some kind of challenge. I could make an exception, but you would have to beat me in a contest of power. Are you willing to try that, little human? Let's say yes. And then now, of course, like what Bo taught us before, we're going to have to do the sumo wrestling with the Goron Elder in order to prove ourselves that we are strong enough in order to do, in order to save their patriarch. Because, like he said, due to circumstances where he's not able to actually be here. So we're actually going to have to sumo wrestle him, like I said. And as you can see, I didn't get a chance to put on the iron boots or change anything before we actually got into this fight. So that's why you had to do it before that cutscene started. Alright, so he's going to go and dodge your attacks. And he's going to try to grab you. And then what you need to do is you need to basically guess what he's going to try to do. So he just grabbed me right there. What I tried to do, I tried to slap him actually. And he's actually going to dodge your attacks as you dodge his. So you gotta realize that the slapping beats when he tries to charge at you. So when you try to or the slapping does not actually. So he's grabbing me right here. I need to actually get him off of me. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna try to push him off right here. Alright, so I think we can actually get him right here. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, he slapped. Alright. Mash A. Got him right there. Now, this isn't going to do it quite yet. No, come on. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. And threw me off of the freaking ring. It's actually kind of hard to actually predict what he's going to do. You really just have to guess. You just got to hope that you guess right. Now, you got to be careful right there and not just spam A, because it starts out on retreat and not actually challenge again. So don't mash A right there. I actually ran into a problem with that because I was doing a recording before this, actually. This is a second attempt on recording this episode. And are we seriously going to get him right here? Wow, we actually got him within like 10 seconds. Like, it literally took me 2 times of pushing him away. Young warrior, you will have a strong will and sharp eyes. But yeah, basically, you gotta really just have to guess and hope you guess right in order to actually throw him down. You have seen it, I would bet. The mountain erupting without pause. When the mountain began to rage, all 4 of us elders and Darbus, our patriarch, went inside to investigate its anger. We have a treasure that was entrusted to us by the spirits, and we must protect it. Do you understand? But the moment Darbus reached out and touched the treasure, everything went wrong. He collapsed and before our very eyes transformed into an unspeakable monster. He began to rage through the mines, trailing ruin behind him, and the eruptions grew more frequent and more severe. We used all of our strength to seal him deep inside the mountain. It grieved us to do this to our patriarch, but we had no other course of action. I ask this favor of you, young warrior. Go to the aid of Darbus. Make no mistake, the spirits have guided you here. I, Gor Amoto, need your help. On behalf of my entire clan, I ask for your aid. You too. Let the young warrior pass. Alright, so these two Gorons are actually going to move out of the way, and that is the entrance to the Goron mines right here. And I'm surprised that he didn't actually say anything about the boots we were wearing or anything. I guess they're completely oblivious to the weird kind of shoes that we were wearing and didn't realize how weird I was walking with those shoes. But hey, as long do whatever it takes, I guess, in order to get past the Gorons. But anyway, like I said, this is the Goron mines, and as you can see, there is lava everywhere. And there are also enemies that like use fire and that have fire on them. So this is why it's a good idea to buy this shield before you actually go here. Now, like I said before, you can actually enter this dungeon with the wooden shield. It's possible. However, it is very risky, and you can risk actually losing your shield and then going through the rest of the dungeon without a shield, and you don't want that. So you might as well just buy the shield. So you step on the switch right here, and it's actually gonna deactivate this geyser right here, and you're gonna have to quickly make it by slashing the barricade that was right there, and then you can actually walk by. So you need your iron boots to actually step onto these switches though, because your weight alone isn't enough to push them down. We got another geyser right here, and all you have to do is just press the switch and go around, loop around, and then actually make it past that geyser. So we actually have a fire slug right here, and this is a new enemy. Now this is one of the fire enemies I was talking about. Now these enemies are extremely annoying because they usually like to just stay on the ceiling. And we got a red rupee right here. But they like to stay on the ceiling and just sit there, and then once you go past them, then they fall down. You can actually shoot them down with your slingshot though, as you can see right here. So let's shoot him down. And he didn't fall down. Oh, okay, yeah, he did. So then we can actually slice him, and then he's out of the way. So you can do that. However, we're actually going to get a dungeon item in this dungeon that's gonna completely make the slingshot completely useless. And if you know anything about Zelda, you can guess at what it is. But it's essentially just gonna be a better slingshot, and it's gonna be a better projectile item to where you won't even need the slingshot anymore. It has more range, more power. There's no point in using the slingshot after it. So I'm actually going to step on the switch again because that fire slug actually interrupted me while I was trying to make it across. So the geyser will push you right down into the lava, so you got to be careful of that. Alright, so right here we have another slug right there, and we actually have some more on the ceiling right over there. What you need to do, you need to actually jump over onto this thing right here, use the iron boots to weigh it down, and then it'll actually open up this gate, and then that is going to let us progress into the dungeon. So we're gonna have a really special room right here. This is gonna be after this. It's a really cool looking room, and I think it has a cool idea to it. So basically, as you can see, as we're getting this overview of the room, we see these big metal things hanging up on the ceiling, or not. Well, it's up in the ceiling because it's on a giant pillar. But that blue stuff that you see on the bottom of that, and I didn't actually mean to talk to Midna right there. Okay, shut up, Midna. So that is actually magnetized. So if you were to have your iron boots on, and you would actually be able to stand on that, and it will be able to move you around the room. However, right now there's nothing we can do about that. We kind of just need to come down here, grab this key, and then we're gonna just progress. We can just ignore these guys because they're annoying, and we don't have to fight them. So yeah, we will be coming back to this room. As you can see, there are other doors in this room. And there's other areas of this room that can lead to new other areas of the dungeon. So obviously, yeah, we're going to be coming back through this room a few times in order to go through the whole dungeon. Actually, I almost fell right there. But you can use the key right here and it'll open up this locked door. And then this is going to lead us into another room where we'll have a new enemy right here, actually. He's right there. This is called a Dodongo. Now, these Dodongos are a classic Zelda enemy. However, they have made different appearances throughout the entire Zelda series. These particular ones, their weak point is their tail. So you need to go around and just slice at their tail until they're dead. Now, typically what you would do to fight Dodongos in the past would be you'd have to use bombs on them. Have them eat a bomb, and then the bomb will do damage to them. However, this is the one Zelda game I can think of at the top of my head where you actually face Dodongos before you actually get bombs. Because normally you find Dodongos in the fire dungeons, but and you have bombs by the time you get to the fire dungeon. However, this is one example of a Zelda game where you don't actually get bombs until after we finish this dungeon. So we obviously have to fight them in some other means, and I'm pretty sure they can't even swallow bombs to begin with, so it's completely different. So this little wall right here, we actually have to grab this chain, and then we can pull it back. You don't actually need your iron boots to pull it back or anything. So once you pull it back as far as it can go, you want to just simply run over here, try to make it past those the lava pillars that just come out of the ground. And as you can see, we need to make it back because it will actually slide back into place. And you don't have to worry about being blocked off because we actually do not have any use for going back through that room. So yeah, we're completely done with that room. So this room, as we can see, we have water in this room. Now, the water, obviously, we're going to have to use the iron boots in order to go underneath it. And we're going to see that some more of that like blue weird stuff that I said was magnetized. So we're going to have a little breath meter right here, as you can see right now, because we can only stay underwater so long. Now we press this switch, and then as you can see, it makes this magnetic field that actually pulls us up towards this stuff. And you actually don't need to touch any kind of magnetic field before actually being magnetized toward it. See? Look, I can just walk right here, automatically magnetized because of the iron boots. So that's going to come in handy a lot in this dungeon, as you'll see in later portions of a dungeon. But right here, we have the first of the Goron Elders that we find within the Goron Mines. However, I'm actually going to grab this chest that's right behind him. Now, this chest is actually going to hold the dungeon map right here, as you can see. So now with the dungeon map, we are able to see all of the rooms in the dungeon. However, without the compass, we won't be able to see where all the chests are. We can open up this chest and it'll be rupees, I believe. Yes, a red rupee. Alright, so that's going to be 20 more rupees. And that's the good thing about dungeons, is that you're constantly finding chests that have rupees and things like that in them. So we can talk to this Goron Elder right here. Ah, I thought I felt a presence, but what a surprise to find a young human. Word has come to me of you, and if Goron has faith in you, then your heart must be true. I am one of the 4 Goron Elders. Gor Amoto is my name. You are heroic, young human. Please, you must lend this tribe your power. Alright, so with that, he's going to give us one of the key shards. Now, there are 3 key shards in this dungeon. And there are, all 3 of the Goron Elders that we find in this dungeon are going to have all the pieces. So this is the first of the 3. We're going to have to find the other Goron Elders in order to get the other 2 key shards. And I actually tried to slice these pots, but I'm not allowed to pull out my sword here for whatever reason. So we're actually going to have to find the other Goron Elders within this dungeon, and they will give us the other key shards in order to make it to the boss room where Darvis is actually being held. So we can climb up this ladder right here, and we actually have some other things up here and another doorway. Now, as you can see, that jar over there actually shook around. That's because Oku is actually in it. As you can see, pick up this jar, and then, yes, we have met up with Oku yet again. In my opinion, the most useless item in the entire game, because I actually never end up using Oku at all, because I personally make sure that I'm prepared to go through the dungeon before I actually go in. So I'm never like, oh, I need to use Oku to actually get out of the dungeon because I need to go get something or something like that. I always have everything I need before I actually walk into the dungeon. So I'm actually tried to walk on this, but Link wouldn't for whatever reason. There we go. So I never actually end up leaving the dungeon. So in my opinion, Oku is the most useless dungeon item in this game. But if you need to go and get some extra items before fighting the boss or something, then I guess it's a pretty cool item to have. So we're actually in a room that we were just at, really. We were just over there. It's just on a higher level. So we're gonna go through this door right here. And now we're actually going to be in that room with the big pillar things that I mentioned before. But now we're actually up here where the switch is. So this is actually going to activate the magnetic field to actually allow us to make it up to the top, to the ceiling. And actually, we're not up where the pillar things were. We're actually in the room right after that. So we have this like maze right here, and it's really slow and really annoying, and it takes a long time to go through, simply because you have to move so slow. However, there is actually a piece of heart, I believe, somewhere in this, within this actual maze. So you're going to actually want to walk around and actually find it. Now, as you can see over there where the torches are, that is the end of the maze. So that is our objective. That's where you want to go. However, the piece of heart happens to be in a area where it's completely far away from the freaking exit, and actually went the wrong way. But the piece of heart is on like the other side, or in a completely opposite direction of where the exit is. So in order to get the piece of heart, you have to go around, you have to walk around on this slow freaking rooftop in order to get the piece of heart. And this is actually going to lead me over towards the freaking thing over there. However, I think we can actually just make it over there and call it an episode, because we're at the 15 minutes, so I'll actually end the episode right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. And don't forget to turn on mobile notifications as well, so that way you won't ever miss a video. Make sure to share the video with any friends or family members that you know would actually like this series. Bring more people over to the channel, because that is awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Frosho, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and I'll see you later.